Thank you for listening to Comics for Fun and Profit. This is Kyle and Drew with your sneak peek at next week, episode number 595 for comics that's going to come out October 13th and October 14th. Before doing, I get into what's coming out in your local comic book shops this coming Tuesday and Wednesday. Drew, we got all kinds of cool stuff, but man, we should probably just get into what the hot books were.
Yeah, let's take a look at our good friends at Comic Book Invest and take a look at their top 10 and see what they've selected for us.
There you go. We are going to comicbookinvest.com. We are clicking on their Hot 10 that just came out fresh today, and we are seeing at number 1, Department of Truth. Number 1, Peach Momoko foil variant. I believe that means limited to 100. Sold out initially for around $50, now selling for over 400. From what I've heard, people like the story, but dang.
This wasn't the 1 in 100? This is limited to 100. Is that what that means?
I think that /100 and it being foil is limited to 100, but I am unaware.
Gotcha.
At rank 2, we see some familiarity with the word Peach Momoko. Again, in this one, we have Champions 1 in 50 variant. Every time we think that there are a little bit of peach overkill, Drew tends to say that every time as well,
yeah.
Which there definitely is. A book like this, and number 1 above it as well, $150 or more for this Peach Momoko Champions edition.
I'm just, like, I like it. It's nice. But it's a 1 in 50. Like, I am not going to buy a 1 in 50 because I got to pay retail for a 1 in 50, and that sucks. That's just ridiculous. I don't think it's worth. They're not worth it. But I mean, it looks like it was worth it.
In some cases, they are.
Yep. So I guess if you can put it on your credit card and pay the money for the 1 in 50s, and then flip them quickly.
Get them with a 2-week return policy.
Yeah, then I guess it's worth the effort. But otherwise, you're just going to be outlaying a bunch of cash for 1 in 50s and 1 in 75s and 1 in 100s with the hopes that they pop.
There you go. At rank 3, Thor 364. Which one is the classic Simonson cover with Beta Ray?
Not this one.
I know that, but what number is it? How close is it to this one? Is that like 320? Something like that. Anyways.
I don't remember. But yeah,
While
I know what you're talking
not
about.
all-time high, the 9.8 sale of 130 and 150 are very close and are much higher than the $75 range from last month. Once again, all it takes is for Donny Cates to say he is bringing back a character, Throg, and people start buying.
Ridiculous.
Thank you, Donny Cates.
Why doesn't he just DM me this information before he tweets it out?
You guys aren't as buddy as you think, apparently. At rank 4, we have Black number 1, but this time the second print. Much more difficult to locate than the first print, and with all the buzz around second prints now, it shouldn't be surprising that this one jumped from cover price to $50 to $100 this week. Searching on eBay is difficult for this title, so if you're planning on selling, make sure you put the Lear and publisher in the description, because if you just type Black, you're going to get Black Hammer, Black Magic, Black everything.
Yeah.
Alright, at rank 5, ASM 300. Boy, this book is stupid expensive. It's jumped to, people are getting around $5,000 for some of them, it says.
That's depressing.
Moving on before Drew puts a gun in his mouth. Star Wars Episode 1, The Phantom Menace number 3. Raw prices have increased from $25 to $30 up to $50. How exactly did George Lucas not only create this awesome character, but then proceed to screw him up? I mean, yeah, kind of. I won't even argue on that one.
Yeah, I don't know.
X-Force number 13, the Iban Coelho variant. All the variants and the A cover are selling well. Highlighted this non-incentive variant as the Solem character is on the cover. 25 plus.
And I don't know who that is, so
I'll have to look into that. Lumberjanes number 1, following up the buzz back in April of a boom Netflix deal, an announcement this week that this will going to be on HBO Max. How did that happen? Causes the price to go from around $20 to $40, which is about the same price as it hit back in April. Will this maintain the price now that this has actually happened? I have a really cool signed with a sheep drawn on it, Lumberjanes #1.
From
A
Noel
remark.
Stevenson?
Yeah.
Nice.
So I'll have to dig that out.
So you think is this going to be animated or live action?
I can almost guarantee animated. But
Nah,
maybe not.
then I don't think it's. Then dump it. Dump it. I don't think the animated stuff takes off as much, right?
There you go. I don't know. We just saw a bunch of hype when they released the trailer for Invincible this week.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go.
Yeah. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles #1, the 5th print. Just for perspective, this came out 4 years after the first print. I mean, this is no hero trade. Winky emoji. Anyways, the price from this one looks to have been in the $75 range for the 8.0 or 8.5 to 9 range, and is now closing in on the $200 mark. And at rank 10, Vampirella from 2010, the Alex Ross Virgin variant, limited to 750. Definitely not an easy one to find, but this was only about a $50 to $75 book. A raw copy sold for $150, and a 9.8 sold for over $210. If you were waiting to get a cheap one, it appears that time is now gone.
Interesting.
Yeah, Alex Ross people be crazy. Ooh, here's something right up my alley. Castlevania, the Belmont Legacy #1. Try and find this one in the wild. Not easy at all. Incredible cover, and was selling for around $20. Now it is $35, maybe bumped because of Halloween, who knows. But I could easily see this one going higher. Man, did I love this game back in the day. I second that. Another
That was
weird,
good
off-the-wall banana sandwich cover here for The Unseen #10. A 4.5 copy sold this week for $1,000. The last copy sold that I could find was a 5.5 last year for $900. Two things I can take away from this cover. One, I never knew mummies were green. And two, I'm pretty sure that this was an inevitable outcome if he was drinking from something called the Cup of the Dead.
That's a cool cover, though. I like.
Yeah,
I like
very
that.
neat.
I see why people collect stuff like that. It's cool. Well, that's a good looking hot tin. Let's see what tomorrow's hot tin might possess inside of our FOC.
Yeah, of course, FOC is the final order cutoff. It's our last ability to try to get a bite at the apple. Make sure we get these books in our pull box. Even if we missed them on previews day, maybe we're seeing some art now. Maybe we're seeing some second prints. All kinds of cool things. So luckily, we have the option to look through this on a weekend, decide if we want these things in our pull box, and say, hey, these things coming out in a few weeks. We want to make sure we don't miss them. We get a lovely curated list from our good friend Eric at Cowabunga Comics in Oconomowoc, Wisconsin. He sends us this really awesome thing every Friday evening, and we have a little bit of time to look over it. But when he does that, he sends us some of the things that he is hearing about as well as kind of featured items. The first one we're going to talk about is Batman 102, the cover B, the Matina cardstock variant, and that is a awesome looking cover on that. The number 2 item on his feature list, Sweet Tooth, The Return, #1, your boy Jeff Lemire.
Yeah, very nice.
Crossover, cover A, by Donny Cates. I mean, Donny Cates can do no wrong, and now he's back into the creator-owned stuff. The fourth one makes me mad, Drew. Savage Dragon, 252, second print, Charlie Brown parody cover.
I'm very angry. We were cutting edge, ahead of the curve, tastemakers, if you will.
Yes.
On this last week.
Yes.
And our listeners benefited. They were able. We instructed them to buy this. This was going to be under-ordered.
There was only a 2-day turnaround on this. It was going to be underground.
We didn't have a cover. Yeah. Nobody knew about it. It was slightly secret. Buy. And then they do this bullshit.
Yeah.
And they extend it for the losers. So now everybody can get it. It's going to be over-ordered. We're not going to be able to reap the demands, reap what the good things that we accomplished there. Mm-hmm. I'm tempted to cancel my order completely.
Yeah, I care so much less about this book now.
I don't. It was cool when it was rare.
Yeah,
and it was neat and it was rare. And now it's just like I definitely don't want 2 anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna cut it to 1. still get the one just because it's peanuts and I love peanuts, but it does make me very mad.
But unfortunately, we sound like hipsters. We knew about this before it was cool.
Yeah, and now that everybody else wants to do it, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, you should have been there when his first album was out. That's when you really shined. At the next spot, we have Avengers 57 Facsimile Edition. We got the first appearance of Vision.
That's beautiful.
Facsimile, pretty cool. Coming off the heels of a banana sandwich WandaVision trailer from a month ago or whatnot.
I might have to get that. I don't know if I pre-ordered that, so I might have to get that.
You sure you don't have the original sitting somewhere at your house?
Oh, well, you never know.
Yeah, who knows? Thor number 9, the Jenny Frison Valkyrie Phoenix variant for this one. It's a pretty cool looking cover.
Yeah.
But these are just things that Eric has pulled to the top. Let's see what we can dig out of this week's FOC. Let's start with some of our DC items.
Oh, man, it still grinds my gears.
Rawr. Ghostmaker is on the 1 in 25 variant for Batman 102. I do not know him. Kari Andrews doing the cover B for Batman The Adventure Continues. I like it. She does good work.
I like that Young Justice Derek Chew cardstock. Very nice.
How far? Dang, you went far down. Yeah, I love his style.
It's good style.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta take a look at the Justice League by Tony S. Daniels and Danny Mickey.
Art Germ did one of these Dark Knight's Death Metal number 5s. Oops.
Oh, yeah?
Dead link on it, so I do not have the look of it, unfortunately.
So the cover A is an embossed foil for that Death Metal?
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah. Are you having flashback to the 90s?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, Capullo and foil. That's so 90s, man. And metal. My God.
Yeah.
That is as 90s as it gets.
The Spectre variant cover D is actually kind of cool looking. I originally thought, I was like, what's Dr. Doom doing here? But that's the Spectre.
What do we think about director's cuts? The Strange Adventures director's cut number 1.
I like director's cuts because I like to see original sketches and kind of the how they made it aspect of it. We've been burnt a few times on director's cuts to the point where we said, screw you, director's cuts, we're no longer ever specking on you. And then one hit not too long ago. I can't remember which one it was, but it made me mad.
Yeah, I think it was like a Batman, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Does this? Yeah, Strange Adventures. First issues of director's cut. Looks like I put some new stuff in there.
Sweet Tooth Returns. The cover B is a Jim Lee cardstock. So Jim Lee
doing Sweet Tooth.
Yeah.
Huh. That's cool. You wouldn't think he'd have a lot of time to do all these covers, but he's good.
This is true. Down into Dark Horse, if you will, sir.
Yeah.
Not a lot in the way of comics I see from Dark Horse that I'm really interested in.
What's the so Cyberpunk is only doing one issue now, or were they doing multiple covers for the second issue?
No, they've been just one and done for everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, very undersold, which is why I like it.
Oh, it was that Stranger Things D&D crossover we were...
Yeah, and I love the cover D, which is the Dungeon Master's Guide. Of course, it says Art Not Vinyl, I just saw, so never mind, that might not be it. But I like the idea of the Dungeon Master Guide.
Looks more like a monster manual, doesn't it?
Yes.
Or maybe the player's manual. I don't know. I'm not nerdy enough to remember. I'm nerdy enough to know, but not nerdy enough to remember exactly what they Didn't play long enough, I guess.
So the ladies don't respect you because you're too nerdy, and the nerds don't respect you because you're not nerdy enough.
Exactly. I'm in that terrible, terrible midway point.
From IDW, we have more Dungeons and Dragons. Dungeons and Dragons at Spine of World #1.
That's very cool.
Goosebumps: Secrets of the Swamp. The first issue going to a second print, so that's cool.
Yeah. In the spirit of Halloween, we've got Scarenthood #1. Is that? I got a dead link. I can't tell.
Very cool.
So we have a second volume of TMNT Jenica.
Correct.
Interesting.
So at least they're not getting rid of this character. They're giving her due diligence, I guess. So that's good.
Yeah. And I love the Eastman cover. He doesn't even acknowledge Jenica. He just puts who is on the cover? Which one is that?
That's Jenica.
That's Jenica?
Yeah. Yellow with claws.
It's got that old school look though.
Yeah.
That old school Eastman look.
Yep, that's what he does.
That's tempting then. That's tempting. I'll put a bit in that one. Because we've had some TMNT spikes.
Yeah, we have. A lot of those 1 in 10s went under ordered and jumped in price.
So that would be the Bustos incentive cover.
Yep.
10 copy incentive.
Yep.
I don't like that one as much.
Yeah. You gotta wait for that perfect storm of a dope cover and an under ordered one.
Yeah.
Drew, tell me about crossover #1 from Image.
Let's see. This is our Donny Cates.
Yep.
And it's the same people that did God Country, right?
Yeah, this is our team.
And it's very vague. I have no idea. Imagine everything you thought was fantasy was real, and now join us in a world where reality is dead and anything is possible.
Yeah, it's weird because I was trying to pick this out because I was flipping through looking at this in the previews and trying to figure out if they're actually bringing Image Comics characters into this world.
Okay.
So
that'd be fun, I guess.
Yeah, because like you see God Country and a few other comics on the front cover. Redneck, of course, obviously those other Donny K of this creative team. So I'm not sure if we're going to see crossover appearances, haha, no pun intended, from other things that we love in Image in this book.
Are you saying so what is the...
So will Walking Dead come alive in crossover?
I can't read all the comics that are in the cover B.
Yeah.
Floating around there.
But there was a lot of characters. So like if we look at cover F, the 25 copy incentive, there's a bunch of characters on there. I'm trying to figure out if I know any of them or anything.
I got the wrong one.
Yeah. That one actually looks like generic stuff.
Yeah, so there's a 200 copy incentive. Holy moly.
Yeah.
There's an Otley. So that's got a Walking Dead homage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the other thing that I was like, oh.
But I'm not buying 50 copies.
Yeah. I'm just curious whether this...
What's the price? $50? No.
But definitely worth reading. So
yeah, and it's going to be one of the some of these incentives are going to be the ones that are the hot ones.
There you go.
Do you get a 1A just to have it?
Yep,
in case it takes off?
Yep.
Takes off.
Yep. And the 200 copy cover is just the cover A and sketch. And you want to get one of these Department of Truth second prints because they went to a second print. They've just kind of recolored it, but it's the same thing as the cover A.
So you don't want to.
Yeah, it's not necessary.
So skip that one. And then there's goddamn Virgin Brides number 4 or 5. Get that one for sure.
Drew, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 covers for Walking Dead number 2.
Yes.
How many are you getting?
5.
Down in the Marvel.
I don't know why. It's dumb, right?
It's a sickness. We've talked about it before. There's no help for us.
Yeah, I mean, what has Walking Dead and Robert Kirkman ever done for me? They don't know I exist.
Yeah.
But I buy one copy of every single comic he's put out. That's ridiculous. Why do I do that? That's dumb. Anyway, down to Marvel. Oh, wait a minute. So there's the other offering on the Savage Dragon. Mm-hmm. Are you going to keep the 2 that you ordered?
I'm going to keep my 2, but begrudgingly and angrily.
I think I'm going to go down to 1. I think I'm going to go down to 1 because it makes me mad when they've done this twice to me now.
It does.
Stupid Image.
It's like that Ken Griffey Donruss rookie card back in the 90s that we all loved to have, and then they just kept printing it until nobody cared where it was.
Wow. I don't remember that.
Oh, I'm still bitter. Or it was Upper Deck rookie, not Donruss.
It was Topps, Fleer, Donruss, Upper Deck. Those were the 4 I remember.
Yeah.
I don't... but then it got crazy, right? Then it was like everybody was... Well, Topps. Right, Topps?
Yeah, Topps. Well, like, card collecting's come back because it's almost a form of gambling now, and then with the integration of YouTube and stuff, people having pack opening parties and twitching it and stuff, and the deep super rares of the new cards, collecting cards has like become a giant thing again.
Is it basketball, baseball?
Yeah. Because they're all doing like the cut up jersey stuff now, and the one in the limited to ones and the signature series and stuff like that. So, yeah, and they're aiming at the sneakerhead communities.
It's not like the McDonald's Monopoly game that was fake, right?
Yeah, correct.
These actually exist.
Yes.
Let's
I
take
watched
a look at
documentary on that Ken Griffey Jr. card at one point. I can't remember where I watched it, but it was really good.
So Avengers 38 is, I think, after the Moon Knight tie-in. It says the Avengers have saved Earth from the god of the moon.
Yeah.
But the return of a certain fire-burning cosmic firebird isn't going to give them much time to catch their breath. So I'm not jumping ship because Moon Knight's storyline is over, because I've enjoyed what Jason Aaron's been writing. So I'm going to stick with this series. Moon Knight brought me in, but I want to stick around.
Let this be a lesson to you people with your timeless variants.
Speaking of which, I've had a lot of people tweeting me an Alex Ross Moon Knight cover that he did, and might not be timeless, but they've been on the lookout for me, and I appreciate that. Some people sending me tattoo ideas. I am not going to get Moon Knight tattooed on my body anywhere.
There you go.
But I'm just not a tattoo person. But if I was, he'd probably be in the mix.
There you go. It would be on your wrist C4 FAP and then Moon Knight on the other one.
No, C4 FAP has got to be a lower back tattoo.
That's right. Tramp stamp.
It is a perfect tramp stamp for sure.
The Rise of Ultraman going to a second print. Wow, I don't believe it. Shang-Chi going to a second print. They're doing both covers. They're doing 2 They're doing a $40 second print.
What?
They're doing a $40 second print.
That's crazy.
I know. Star Wars continues to... Oh, never mind. I lied. They're showing us the action figure variant now. It's Lando on Star Wars 8.
Is it Lando? Which Lando is it?
It is General Pilot Lando.
Which Star Wars?
Star Wars number 8 action figure variant.
Oh, so Donald Glover.
No. Nope.
The other guy. What's his name? Jesus.
Billy D. Williams.
God. What's wrong with me?
I started laughing and couldn't answer you.
Other guy.
Okay. So just mirrors the golden variant. Stupid.
This is the Star Wars 8 golden variant?
Yeah.
Wow. She looks shocked. She looks. Yeah. You know what she looks like? Do you remember when things first started going viral and there was that chipmunk?
Yes.
That surprise chipmunk
surprise
video that everybody was excited about? That's what it looks like. I wonder if that was their inspiration. The surprise chipmunk.
There you go. I can't remember which one of these Thor covers I was waiting for it because I saw it online and it was Loki holding the hammer and it was one of these advanced printings of Thor and I can't ever find it now. So I think I missed it, but it was a really nice cover I wanted to look for.
Look at the Jeff Ferengi variant. It's a kind of like an infographic style that he has. What do you think of that?
Yeah, I saw them do there was a Black Panther one previously we were looking at. It's different, so I like that. I mean, it's just they've made them Virgin style as well, so it's something different neat that I like. Yeah.
And I mean, I'm just calling it an infographic style because it reminds me of infographics, but I don't know that that's the style. What do we think of U.S. Agent coming back?
I mean,
got Christopher Priest doing the writing.
I mean, I don't know much about U.S. Agent.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. It's like a Captain America-ish type of story.
Yeah, it's super Captain America-ish. But hey,
yeah,
give it a shot. See what Declan Shalvey makes him look like. Yeah, let's go.
We've got a Venom 25 5th print, a Venom 26 4th print, a Venom 28 2nd print, and we have a Thor number 2 6th print. So if you had 4 Johnny Cates
reprints or
reprints, multiple printings, subsequent printings in the pool, you win.
Bring your ticket to the front. That's all I got for Marvel.
Nice.
We immediately start with artists, writers, and artisans studios with Year Zero,
Volume 2,
a second volume.
Yeah,
so very cool. And remember, that trade was available for super cheap as well on the first one. I love that Upshot or Artists, Writers, and Artisans was doing that with their trades as well. 4-issue trade for the first.
I call them Upshot Studios too. So. Is that okay, or is that just an imprint within AWA?
That's a great question. I have no idea. Drew Bloom Studios has gone long enough, so it's time to restart Mighty Morphin Power Rangers again.
Oh, God. Who asked for this?
Tweens.
Oh, my goodness.
So we're back again.
Is this worth specking on?
No, this ship sunk and sailed again already.
Yeah, I'm passing too. Origins number 1. This is Clay Chapman and Jakub Rebelka. I don't know that I remember this during FOC. Was this not on
either?
FOC?
Yeah.
It's a new sci-fi epic for fans of Little Bird and Descender. Two of my least favorites.
Those are both uphill battles for Drew.
That did not help. Yeah, you probably should have kept that off there, buddy.
Moving on.
We only find them when they're dead. Number 2 goes to a second printing. That's awesome. And Wicked Things ends with its 6th and final issue. So if you've been enjoying that. If we go down to Vault, we've got the 10th issue of Money Shot, which I can't believe that.
Yeah.
But the funny Sarah Beatty and Tim Seeley doing the writing on this. I don't even think I finished the first issue. I didn't like it. So
it's the conclusion of their second arc. I thought it was funny. I read the first 3.
Oh, did you?
Yeah. I think I bought the first 3 too.
Maybe I should give it another shot.
I like that kind of thing.
Porn?
No. Although I did just order a XXX photo cover for
yeah, sight unseen.
Yeah. Polybag for sex criminals.
Zdarsky's genitalia. We think. Fingers crossed.
Yeah. Oh, from Aftershock, we have a Red Atlantis #1 with a Robert Hack cover. A series of unexplained violent crimes on Election Day around the U.S. leads the FBI to zero in on a covert group of Russian terrorists.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, and I buy every Aftershock book, and I'm glad I did 80% of the time.
Oh yeah, they're solid. AWA and Aftershock, both very solid. Great batting average.
Yeah. Which is not what I can say for Oni Press with Gretzmul meets her friend.
Yeah, not for me.
No.
We've got that Horizon Dawn. Plenty of...
I stopped buying these.
I stopped buying them too when I got shorted on my game wrap variant. In Momoko, I think.
Yeah.
So,
well, I bought it.
I'm out.
I stopped because there was a cover bundle that was offered in the last previews. So it'll be coming up here soon, where you can buy 1 through 4 all Momokos plus a 5th. I think it's Momoko. I don't know if it's a litho or what.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah, all for I think it was $30, but with discount like 20. And it's weird because like I'm grabbing the Momokos, but Art Germ's doing some really cool covers on these as well.
Yeah, I didn't like his very much, but I don't know if it's just because I don't know the game. Maybe if I knew the game, I would be like, "Oh, that's amazing."
You wouldn't.
No. Okay.
That's all for FOC.
And you have really no ads, right? This week.
No, I have almost a subtract.
Yeah. I have plenty, but I'll make up for it.
There you
go. Now I think it's time to listen to me for a second, since Kyle's been hogging the mic all night long.
Yay, I talk.
We'll go to our good friends over at Cover Price, who scour the eBay for all the hot selling books. And this week, our top 20 begins with the top 10, and Avengers number 36 takes the top spot. All about Black Panther and Moon Knight on the cover of that bad boy. 43 copies moved this week and sold for $23 for a raw copy, so that's great.
Not bad.
Amazing. Shang-Chi number 1, the Dyke Ruin variant. This one has a first appearance of Sister Hammer, who appears on the cover of this variant, and that probably helped boost it. It sold 14 copies and had a high sale of $26 for a raw copy. We talked about Black number 1, selling very well. We've talked about Amazing Fantasy forever, about this Arana first appearance, and the heat behind Olivia Wilde's Sony Spider-Man film. Marvel Team Up number 95. The first appearance of Mockingbird, who is supposed to be in the Hawkeye series for Disney, of course. She would be. If you know your Hawkeye, you can probably just cherry pick first appearances that will be hot once they're in the Disney Plus show. So you can definitely use that as a trend. This one sold for $50 for a near mint raw copy. Ms. Marvel 12, Red Dagger first appearance. We've got 26 for a raw. Amazing 300. Of course, we're talking about 5,000 for a CGC 98. Son of a bitch, that's terrible. Strange Academy number 2 from Marvel. First issue heat. Now collectors are chasing the second issue. So this one had a high sale of $76 for a CGC 98. That's probably worth CGCing, doubling your money there. Probably.
No doubt.
Uncanny X-Men 221 from 1987. This Marvel book is likely due to a possible Deadpool MCU speculation from the current X-Men comic storylines. This first appearance of Mr. Sinister is in here. Had a high sale of $335 for a CGC 98, and a raw copy sold for $60. Then we have the Department of Truth, Werther Deladera, the 1 in 100 variant. Now they're calling it a 1 in 100 over here, and not a limited to 100.
Okay, maybe.
So, well, who knows who's right?
Yep.
And this is $175 for a near mint raw, and sold 18 copies. So that's pretty nice. Anything interesting in the back half, Kyle?
Yeah, starting at 11, we have the Amazing Spider-Man Annual number 6 from 1982. This is, of course, speculation from WandaVision. Monica Rambeau's quick appearance lit a fire under the first appearance that is in this annual. Still moving 24 copies. A CGC 9.6 going for $250.
Wow.
At rank 12, Batman Shadow of the Bat number 1 from 1992.
Well, how many of these did we get for a quarter or a dime?
Could have been a legit dime sale. The first appearance of Victor Zsasz is trending this week due to recent casting of actor Alex Morph playing Zsasz in the second season of Batwoman. Keep in mind that this book has been trending in the past with various versions of Zsasz in content. Moving 26 copies, high sale of $80 for a CGC 9.9 though.
I think I have a stack of these. Can I just send them all to CGC and say, if any of these are a 9.9, do it. Otherwise,
if not, keep them.
Keep them, yeah. They're not.
At rank 13, we have Wolverine number 1, 1988. The first Wolverine solo series is picking up as anticipation continues to build for a MCU appearance. While we have plenty of time, it still sold 15 copies. CGC 9.8, $260. At rank 14, Uncanny X-Men 282. The first appearance of Bishop is trending due to very weak connection to the MCU's time-traveling focus. $32 for Raw. From 1970, Conan the Barbarian number 1. Per deadline, Netflix has put in development an epic live-action series based on Conan, the iconic sword and sorcery character created by Robert E. Howard. Due to this, Conan's first appearance and origin sold 13 copies, a CGC 8.0 going for a high sale of $585. At rank 16, we have Venom 25, the Stegman Walmart variant that comes in the sealed 4-pack. Collectors are loving these Walmart sets. While you might not retire on these, it's just a nice win to find something in the wild that is worth more than it will cost. With this, buyers are still picking these up. 22 copies moving online, high sale of $25 for the sealed set. 1977 Star Wars number 1. Needless to say, everything Star Wars related is hot right now. The Mandalorian changed the game for Star Wars speculation and investing. Due to this, collectors are putting more money into this first issue. I have this first issue, but it wasn't worth anything 5 years ago. Weird. CGC 9.2 going for $248.05.
Yeah, it's amazing that I think the first issue's always had some value.
Yeah.
But so Mandalorian has now reinvigorated all of Star Wars comics. That's great.
It's true, because everybody was like, oh, like, man, the prequels weren't great. And, oh, man, the last three weren't great. And then they're like, oh, cool, there's great Star Wars stuff again. It's cool to be a fan. Let's buy things.
Yeah, that's true.
There you go. At rank 18, New Mutants 98. A 9.8 of this is over $1,000 now, Drew, for New Mutants 98. That's crazy.
That's crazy.
At rank 19, Batman the Three Jokers, number 1, the Jason Fabok 1 in 25. If you glance at our movers list, you'll notice that almost completely dominated by Three Jokers and all the various covers. While they're not doing anything noticeable price-wise, they sure are moving a ton. This variant sold 15 copies, high sale of $100 for a CGC 98. And at rank 20, Blue Beetle number 3 from 2006. This issue is the first appearance of the updated and current Peacemaker. There's speculation the HBO series will bounce around all the various iterations of the character through time. This helped move 16 copies, $30 raw.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
And I think if you longtime listeners to this show know we've been talking about New Mutants 98 for a long time, since it was I think Drew said overpriced at $75. So if you'll
this
think,
was also the same Drew that said Amazing Spider-Man 300, overpriced at $110.
I sold it for 10 cents on the dollar for what I could have got it.
Yeah.
Oh my God! If I had just held on for 5 years. 5 years. Who knew? I guess everybody knew.
A lot of people knew it's freaking
Everybody
Spider-Man.
knew on that one. Yeah.
Or I guess I should say it's freaking Venom.
Oh man, I'm keeping my first Carnage till I'm on my deathbed. I'll be like, now, family, you may sell my first Carnage.
That's funny. All right, Drew, let's get into our sneak peek and what's actually coming out here next week. Let's start at our good friends at UCS. So now we head to ucscomicdistributors.com/new releases. That gets us to the October 13th new releases. And let's start with a little Batman and the Outsiders, which we don't care about. But then we see the trend that Batman 3 Jokers number 1 going to a second print on these Shark variants. We talked about these at FOC. This is when they're actually coming out, though, right?
Yes.
And then
So
there's
we were
actually
excited
a
about this.
25 version of it, but I really like this Shark. I like it.
Yes. Yeah, this was one I think I dipped in. Even at $7, I think I dipped in on this one.
Now, Dark Knight's Death Metal number 4. The cover C features a much maligned but often hated and popular character of Superboy Prime.
Yeah.
There may be some spec here just because it's Superboy Prime. He's one of the biggest D-bags in all of DC, I think.
Is that the deal? I don't think I know much about this. So
You don't remember when he punched into reality and woke our good friend Red Hood from the dead?
no, I don't remember that. No.
Okay. So, maybe something there just because we haven't seen much from Superboy Prime. Granted, we're in Dark Knight's Death Metal, but, you know.
Well, there's a reason he's on the cover, right?
100%.
So something's going on.
There you go. The Doomed and the Damned, number 1, a one-shot.
Yeah, I like this. This looked really cool. I was excited about it. So I'm definitely interested in reading it.
10 twisted team-ups straight from your nightmares. So we got Madame Xanadu and the Man-Bat, Batman in Urban Legends, the Green Lantern in The Shadow Over the Coast, Wonder Woman and Raven in Inner Demons, Solomon Grundy and Ra's al Ghul in 7 Days, Superman and Swamp Thing in From Humble Roots, Orphan and Orca in The Hunt, Aquaman and Frankenstein in Follow the Water, Beast Boy and Clarion in Beast Boys to Men, and Baitor and Darkseid in Baitor versus Darkseid.
Yes, very cool.
So very cool thing. We got Garth Ennis writing on this. We got all kinds of new stuff.
Okay,
Marv
Kyle.
Wolfman writing on this.
I'm torn here. We've got Rorschach number 1. We've got the classic cover A, very cool with the fingerprint. We've got the cover B, which is a Watchmen homage.
We know I liked the blank from day one on this.
And then the blank is an actual Rorschach test on the blank.
The blank's kind of cool, but I just can't figure out why it's got my parents fighting on the cover.
I don't understand why it says penis.
Yes.
So
you've learned everything you need to know about us.
So I think that's clever.
Yes.
And I like to reward clever.
Yes.
It is a blank, so could I actually consider naming a blank as a pick, a spec pick of the week?
1,000%, because, and again, this cover will be different things to different people.
Yeah, and it's not like a classic ink blot, you know. It looks like a coffee stain kind of.
Yep.
So, man, I don't know, but I thought it's a cool way to do a blank cover for sure.
1,000%. Oh, Dollhouse Family, hardcover for $25 out. Also,
that was great. Yeah. That was so great. I love that. Was probably one of my. That might have been my favorite of the Hill House books. Maybe there were a couple good ones.
Yeah. So for $25, you get issues 1 through 6. But that's it for me.
Yeah, I do like the Wonder Woman cover B from Josh Middleton. I like his work a lot. Mm-hmm. It's really good, and you're getting Steve Pugh on interiors. Wonder Woman. Check those out. I'm gonna have to definitely dip into that because I like Steve Pugh a lot.
All right, Drew, let's head on over to Previews World. Let's find our releases for October 14th and start where we love to start with our friends at Image. And they have Commander in Crisis number 1. Steve Orlando writing this and several covers to go for. 5 survivors of doomed worlds taking a second chance to ensure our worlds live on. Follows in the footsteps of Doom Patrol and Thunderbolts.
Firepower is going to a second print for issue 1 and a second print for issue 3.
That's cool.
We have a redneck sighting, delayed from March. This is the part 4 of Tall Tales. Dropped off this book a while ago, so Donny Cates can do no wrong, but I dropped this book.
Second print of Stillwater number 1 by Zdarsky and Raymond Perez.
And the final issue of Stealth.
Mike Costa writing that. Down to Dark Horse. Bill and Ted Are Doomed. True Lives of the Fabulous Killjoys National Anthem number 1 if you're into that series. Of course, that's our good friend Gerard Way writing that.
Oh, okay. I knew it sounded familiar.
Mm-hmm. Down into Marvel, where we have Amazing Spider-Man 50, which is actually a different number when we're looking. I can't remember. Is this the one that's Legacy? I don't remember.
Yeah.
And also sporting the Alex Ross Timeless Spider-Man variant. One of the better of the Timeless. Avengers 37, this is the Age of Khonshu coming to a thunderous conclusion.
Yes.
So pour one out for your good buddy Drew when you read this. And it gets a Fortnite cover. Very neat. A lot of people really rattled on the internet by these Fortnite covers.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it bringing in Fortniters to the comic?
Yes.
So search for the comics or not?
That's their goal is to bring Fortniters to comics.
And it's worked?
I don't know. All I know is collectors are all like, what is the deal with this?
Yeah.
New Mutants 13 having a nice little Peach Momoko variant.
Is that the Thor 4 fourth printing with Loki holding the hammer?
Yes, that's the one I wanted. Son of a
they're-
gun. That's the one I think will be hot.
That's coming out.
Yeah, but I didn't see it on FOC.
You had to have seen it. Maybe it didn't have the cover then.
It didn't. It must not have had the cover. I love this cover. I don't know what it is, but something about Loki holding Mjolnir,
Yeah.
it does it for me. I want that for myself, but I don't know how to get it.
Well, I could. Yeah, I could email Eric.
Yeah, we can ask.
And we can lock it in.
Hopefully, I'll pay cover for it. I want it. I just like it.
You'll pay cover.
Don't you threaten me with a good time.
Oh, you will pay cover.
But yeah, Thor 4 4th print. I love that cover. Heck, Thor 3 5th print's pretty awesome looking too.
Yeah. And I think I may have thought that Once and Future was slipping, but it's still really good.
Yeah.
12 issues in and still really good.
I think I'm pretty far behind on that. I need to catch up. Just not been paying attention.
7 Secrets. The second issue goes to second printing, and we have issue 3 with 3 covers.
We get a Devil's Due comic going to a second print. I don't know that I've seen that in a long time.
No, it's been a while. Yeah. Which one is that?
Arc World.
Ah. Good for them.
Yeah.
Scout Comics gives us Concrete Jungle #1. Looks like a futuristic cop buddy pick type thing. Might be good.
And then Carmine #1 from Action Labs. Colleen Douglas and Alvaro Sarasega.
We used to get Vault and Scout mixed up a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think now Vault has kind of eclipsed them a little bit in quality of books.
There you go.
Have you noticed that?
Yeah, I wouldn't.
It seems like Vault's been getting a lot more hits out than Scout lately.
Yeah. So here we go with Vault. We have Devil's Red Bride #1. So it's Sebastian Gerner, who is our shirtless bear fighter guy, who I thought was super well written, but I thought was funny. I don't know if this book is funny.
Doesn't look funny.
It doesn't look funny, exactly. 16th century Japan. The fates of warlords ebb and flow like tides of blood. None more than the word I don't know clan who follow their lord clad in the red devil mask into every battle. But when Lord something or other succumbs to illness, his daughter, the fierce Ketsuko, hatches a plot to save her people no matter the cost. So it doesn't seem funny, which was my favorite thing about Shirtless Bear Fighter. But is just good writing?
Yeah, maybe.
Because like Zdarsky, I followed him because he was funny, but it turned out dude can write. Yeah, so I mean I think give the guy a chance, right? 100%.
So yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Completely spaced on that being the shirtless bear fighter guy.
Mm-hmm.
He's had to have done something since then.
Yes.
Right? And I just don't know what it is.
Yeah. Did you end up picking up Life is Strange the other day, the game?
No, I did not. I'd put it back.
Gotcha. Here we have Life
You did
is
not
Strange
text me back in
Partner.
time
I
to
text you back
sell
within
it.
10 minutes.
I don't think so.
It's very possible.
I don't think it. I think it was like a half an hour, 45, and
Sorry.
I was out of GameStop by then.
Getcha.
But you said it was like a adventure type game.
Yeah, it's like a walking simulator where it's all about story, not gameplay necessarily.
Yeah.
Miranda in Maelstrom, #1 from Action Lab. The multiverse Maelstrom, a supernatural storm that crosses over between dimensions, displacing beings and objects from alternate realities. Most fear the Maelstrom, but interdimensional explorers Miranda Sherbet and her shark dog Noodles use the storm as a means of travel and adventure. But when Miranda finds herself disoriented and separated from Noodles, she runs into the storm, fighting off violent aliens, harsh weather conditions, and the traumatic memories that set her down this path. Will Miranda find Noodles and continue her adventure, or will they be alone in infinity? It seems more all agey as I read it.
Yeah. We've got Vane #1. Chicago 1941. A blood bank is held up in a robbery. No cash is taken, only blood. But it's spelled VAIN instead of VEIN if it's about blood, right? So there's got to be something going on there. The 4 robbers call themselves the Vane. Okay, there we go. And they're vampires. That might be good.
Yeah.
And then we have We Live by the Miranda brothers, Roy Miranda and Inaki Miranda.
No relation to Lin-Manuel?
I don't know. Can they get me Hamilton tickets?
Yeah, no kidding.
This looks like it could be all agey, maybe. I don't know. Year's 2084. World has changed.
Aftershock not known for their all agey.
True. Aftershock known for good stuff. It anime, more anime style, I guess is what I was meant to say.
There you go.
But yeah, We Live #1 from Aftershock.
Villainous #1 from Mad Cave. Stoney Williams writing that.
Muertana from Verotique. I think I mispronounced both those things. Muertana #1 from Verotique Publishing. It's just in time for Halloween, and it's Glenn Danzig. So, mother.
It was worth your price of admission right there.
Yeah.
All right, Drew, this is the point of the podcast where I ask for your pick of the week. What's the one book to make sure you head to your local comic book shop and get, because it's going to be featured on the Hop 10 here soon, or featured on all the stuff as books that just keep going up and up in value. Drew, what do you got for me?
Oh, man. There's some great indies this week. I could have chose very close to picking that Rorschach cover C with the ink blot. But I think I'm going to have to pull a predictable and go with Avengers 37.
There you go. I will give it to you. And I am flipping coins between Devil's Red Bride and that Rorschach cover C. Oi. I'm going to go with Rorschach cover C, just for fun.
I think so. I think that's cool.
It's just a neat cover to have.
Whether you get anything sketched upon it or not, I think it's fun to have.
But also the no-brainer is, boy, do I want that Thor #4 print.
Oh yeah, you really want that too.
Yeah. So there are many things that I am into this week. So definitely worth having your LCS. Definitely worth making sure you go in and get yourself a few books, because there are just some awesome stuff there. So we thank you guys for traveling with Drew and myself down all the books coming out for October 13th and 14th. If you found some more gold in here that we did not find, be part of the podcast. Drop us a line on our Gmail account. Find us on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all kinds of places. Be part of the podcast. Tell us what you're buying, what you're not buying, if you're holding off on a couple things, or if you don't see anything at all in that in that blank variant. Tell us we're crazy for seeing the things that we see. We just love for you to be part of the podcast. We thank you so much for sticking with us. For Drew and for myself, See ya.